What is going on, guys? My name's Tanae if you're new around here. Welcome back to another video where today we're going to go through a little Photoshop tutorial on how to make better looking IGTV covers. So the first thing you want to do is have your photo that you intend to use as your thumbnail just about ready to open up in Photoshop. So I've got my thumbnail here. I snapped that probably 5 minutes before I started recording this video. I knew what I wanted. I wanted a phone, a couple of my previous IGTV covers on screen, so it was nice and relevant. So I took this photo in a Canon RAW. So what will happen when I open up this in Photoshop here, so I just do a quick couple of adjustments here to match the feel of my Instagram feed currently. Now once I'm happy with how this looks, we'll open up the photo and here we go. So, nice sharp, obviously this is the focus of the image. I'm blurred, which is perfect, the way I like photos to be taken. This is the kind of thing we're going for, and I'm going to show you how to make something like this. You'll be able to do your own adjustments and add your own sort of text and things based on what sort of content you're making. First thing we want to do is we want to go up to Photoshop and go File. You might not be able to see that. We're going to go File, open up a new document. Here we'll go IGTV cover video. So you want your width to be 1080 and your height to be 1920. So you obviously want it higher, more than wide. You want it the story size. I have my resolution set to 144. So we'll open up this document. So double click to unlock your background. You want to make this, name it black, name it whatever you want. And then hit X on your keyboard to change. See down here, I've got black and white set up. I want to shoot here with black. Then I'll hit G on my keyboard, which brings me to the fill toolbar. If you're not sure what any of these are all just shortcuts. So just do a quick Google, just generic Photoshop shortcuts. You'll be able to see what all these mean. Once we've got our black background, what we want to do is we want to define the area that will be seen by your Instagram feed. So the way Instagram reads your cover photos is it's the square within this. So to do that, I will hold Shift on my keyboard, click from the side. There we go. So yeah, just press Shift until it goes to like a square and then drag all the way down. Got that. I'll create a new layer and hit X again to make this new layer white, and then G to fill where the marching ants are running around. So G, fill that up. Anything within this white area will be seen on your Instagram feed. So drag it around until you have your two guidelines come up to say that it's exactly centered and exactly positioned. Got that there. We'll go over to our picture. So we also want to grab the square element from the picture that we took. So the same thing. So drag out, you want your square. And here's a little tip. When you've got some marching ants selected, what you can do is you can hold spacebar and drag that to redefine the area that is selected. I'll hit Command C to copy this and then bring it across. If I paste that down there, I'll have to quickly do a resize because I was shooting a RAW file. It's such a big file. Scroll out, resize that, and I want this. Turn down my opacity so I can line it up to fit. Yep, right on that white line again. Do the recentering. Make sure those purple bars come up. There we go, got them. So now what I have this here is what will show up on my Instagram feed. Now what I want to do is I want to add a title. So for this series of Instagram stories, I have a pretty predefined sort of branding and color guidelines, and I want to keep with that. You can feel free to make yours look however you want, but I will hit my text bar here, bring up a text box. The font that I'm using is called Bebus New. Hit that bold, bring the size down a little bit up the top. So I'm going to title this video making Bad Ass. And I'm going to do it in two separate layers because I want IGTV to be bigger text. So IGTV and then covers. There we go. So it's 3 text layers, but I'm doing that so I have a bit more flexibility. These are I'm just going to do some quick adjustments so this video doesn't go on for too long. Do let me know if we want a bit more in-depth Photoshop tutorial. Let me know in the comments and I can do that for you because I love Photoshop. It's something I've used since I was probably about 14 and really enjoy making it. So I'm going to leave that nice and big like that, and then covers can sit just a little bit smaller. I'm gonna make that hidden behind the phone. So Something like this looks not too bad, but we'll make it cooler. So up here, I'm gonna go Command G to group my layers together, and I wanna center this down. So I wanna bring this so it's nice and centered. So it looks something like that. Coolio. Actually, what I've decided I wanna do is just resize, just make that a little bit bigger so it's more in the frame, and then just resize this so it looks right. Sorry for making this a bit confusing. I do often change my mind on the fly quite a lot when I'm creating in Photoshop here. Cool, happy with that fellow there. Now, I'll do all the details in a minute, but the next important part is to make the top black sections here. You could just leave them black, you could do something like that, but I really like to replicate the photo. Just gives it a little bit more depth, and I think it looks really cool, to be honest. So on your photo over here, hit Command J to duplicate it. So press M to go to your select tool. Come down here to about halfway through your photo and then go Command X. So now you've got a copy of that in your copy, ironically. And the other part you can just drag down so it just sits below it. And you see how that's sort of duplicated now. Now if I go Command V, it'll bring the top up, and then I bring the top to the top. And it looks a little something like that. Now with this blends in way too much, all right? So we want to merge these two top layers together. So see now if I turn them off, they're linked together. That was Command E that I pressed whilst holding both those layers. Now they're on, off. And on my photo here, I want to add a drop shadow. Now I'm a big lover of drop shadows. A lot of people hate them, but I'm a fan. So double click on your photo over here to bring up your layer style. Drop shadow down here. We want to size this bad boy out and see how that sort of, so spread makes it look a bit darker, distance, you don't want it too far away. Something like that's pretty cool. Half photos here, double click on that, and we want to add a gradient overlay. Now here I have my gradients loaded in. You can do whatever you wish. I will soft light that, and there we go. Since we've got a black layer here, we can turn the opacity down here to make our actual photo stand out. So now we'll jump into the titles. So you want to double click on the first layer of text that you want to customize. So my one will be making badass. And what I want to do with that is add a gradient overlay. So normal blending modes. There we go. So I've got my gradient overlay there. To keep with the theme, I want to put it to 0 degrees, the angle over here. Your stroke here is how much sort of emphasis you place on each of your words. I'll put mine at about 5. What I want to do here is I want to Command J on the Making Badass copy and then drag this effects up to covers. Make sure you delete that copy you just did, and there we go. Have that like that. And then what I want to do on the IGTV is I want to make it a little bit different so it stands out a bit. Drop shadow, but then what I might do is I might make the stroke a gradient. So fill type there, hit that like that, and then boom. That stands out amazingly. And I'm gonna also bump up that drop shadow so it stands out more. I want to drop this behind it. Actually, I want to drop this on top. And now IGTV stands out more than anything else, but I probably just want to give it a bit of a gap now too. Something a little bit like that, I think looks wonderful. And we just want to center this bad boy out. Because we got that there, this is a little hack that I like to do to bring back depth of field and make it look nice. When you've got your group selected up here, we want to go Command J and duplicate that group. Now, while you've got your group copy done, hit Command E, and then what that does is that stamps that in together. So now we can hide this one down here. And what we do, head down to here, click this little one, it kind of looks like a flag with a circle in the middle. What that means, that's a mask layer. Put a mask layer on there, And that comes up like this. And then what you want to make sure is you want to make sure you've got white and black selected there. Hit B, which brings up your brush. And then bring down your size. You want your hardness to be nice and hard there, like this. And what we want to do is sort of paint away at little parts of these. So you need to be, so to erase, you need to be on the black layer like this, and then to bring it back is the white layer. So that's how a mask works. So I can easily paint this away, and then what I want to do is also turn this down a little bit so I can see where the phone starts and the phone ends and get nice in that sort of nitty grittiness, like so. And then I've gone a bit far, so I want to paint some of it back to make it look nice and smooth, like so. There we go. I also want to get rid of this top bit here. Oh, my phone case has bumps on it, so it makes it super hard to get a really nice kind of cutout like that. Oh, doesn't that look wonderful? I want IGTV to stay there like that, but then this little S bit down here, I want to get rid of that. Like so. Oh, look at that. How beautiful. What we do when we bring that opacity back up, it looks like it sits behind the phone, and it just kind of makes that, sort of just gives that real extra impact that makes, that kind of grabs attention. So that is how that's a diddly done. Now I know I went through that super fast. DM me and we can have a chat through little specific things if you're stuck at any step. And yeah, I really hope you take this as your own and customize it to fit your branding colors, really important. Throw your logo on there somewhere, have a bit of fun. Jump onto YouTube and watch a Photoshop tutorial if you're completely new to the software. It's easier than me making one. There's so many good ones out there already. Trying to do a few more of these little Photoshop, InDesign kind of Premiere tutorials over the next few days. And you know what? See you guys tomorrow. Make that look nice. I want to make, really? Of all times to get a delivery. Hang on a second. Right, so let's crack back into here. I want my scale to be at 100, which depends on how far the gradient is spread. And that is done for that one. What I'll do is I'll put a, oh, come. It's like they don't want me to record this video. Gosh. Oh, fuck, hello. Hello.